Natasha, how are you?
Hi, Nicole. Good, good. How are you?
Good, thanks. I'm so happy that you're here with me today. I've been saying that to you recently that I totally sing your praises to everyone I meet, and as you know, we've been working together now for 2 months, and I just felt that it would be amazing to share some of what you do with my readers, just because they struggle with a lot of the things that I was struggling with a couple
Mm-hmm.
of months. So maybe you can tell me what you do and what your business name is and what you're all about.
Mm-hmm. My business is called Systems Rock, and I call myself Systems Chick because I'm the one who is crazy enough to love spreadsheets and like organizing stuff. And on the personal side, I'm the person who just color codes her clothes. Like it's a bit crazy, but yeah, that's me as well. And what I do is that I help small business owners who usually run their businesses by themselves, maybe with a tiny team of one person, maybe here and there helping them, to organize their workload, just like get back in control of their life. Because what happens a lot of times is that when we start a business, and I've been in the same shoes myself, like I've done it. I started the business hoping that, oh, I know how to organize things, so like what's the problem? And then I had to do just about everything, like from marketing to copywriting to just being present on social media, web design, like even that crazy. And I didn't have time for anything, and it was just crazy. My husband was very upset about my
Uh-oh.
not my not being a very friendly person, and that's where I find a lot of clients find themselves as well. So I'm the one who brings sanity back in their life. Just we look together at how they do things and become, and I make suggestions what would be a way to do it, maybe faster, maybe a bit smarter, maybe automate some things, or just not do other kind of things because it just wastes their time and doesn't bring any results. So
Right.
that's what I do.
Yeah, you're a goddess. Um, I love a girl who color codes her wardrobe. So,
So it's
um,
not just
I,
my Gmail folders.
yeah, you're so funny. You're my best friend. You guys have to get together because she's the same way. She's like got color coded underwear. It's hilarious. Anyways, that's another topic. But what I was gonna say is that yeah, I feel like you're very very good at what you do, and you've helped me tremendously in my business and running it. And so as you know, my focus is women and women's health and women business owners and how they feel on a daily basis. And I obviously focus on their menstrual health, but
Mm-hmm.
all of these things are so related. Being able to run your business in an effective way, as well as being able to use sort of like use systems and use productivity to get your business to where you want it to be.
Yeah.
And so maybe you can tell us a couple of different things that women can implement into their business or their personal lives so that they can have a more productive business and feel less of that overwhelm and anxiety and all these other things that I definitely used to struggle with.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. And it wasn't until we started talking actually. Like I love the holistic approach that you take when you educate women about the importance of just healthy lifestyle in every single aspect of it and how it affects our health when one or two areas just they go out of control. And same goes for business. Like there are so many business owners, women who are just get it's very difficult to manage every single responsibilities that we have as women, because it's not we are most often often than not we're not just business owners, but we're also mothers or
Yeah.
daughters or sisters or and anything else, like students, teachers, like there's so much that we handle on a daily basis. And when on top of that we have small business where we do just about anything, it's extremely difficult to keep that level of stress from skyrocketing.
Yes.
So my advice is just, first of all, look like at your kind of like day and see when is your most productive part is. For somebody it will be morning, for somebody it will be evening, but look and like listen to your body and like see what it tells you when would be the best time for you to do creative work if you are in that line of business. If you're most productive in the morning, set aside a couple of hours to write a guest post or a blog post for yourself, or work on that e-program that you've been working on. But just set it aside and try to eliminate all distractions at that time. No email, like no notifications. Overall, multitasking does not work. It does not. It takes us away from one task when we do several at a time. So what's great to do is to do double tasking, and it's actually a term where you combine activities that, like a mental activity and a physical one, like something where they do not compete in our mind. But it's impossible to talk on the phone and at the same time proofread a newsletter that you've just written. Like, you have to be very, very careful what activities you combine to do. It's okay to do several at once, but like, see if they can complement each other rather than compete.
Yes.
And then look at where are the places where you spend your time, and it doesn't have to be that much. Just like, what are your time wasters? If it's your inbox, look at better practices of how to manage it. If it's social media, set for yourself like limits. Okay, fine, I'm gonna go on Facebook, but I'm not gonna be there for more than half an hour. Set a timer. It's very annoying thing, but it's very powerful, like egg timer that we talked about.
Yes.
I use it for my email or for anything that when you have a schedule and when you have a list of things that need to happen, if you let one thing go above the limit that you've set for it, then it will just snowball, and like your schedule will not happen the way you created it. So next time, just, okay, it will happen. Like, it's not like I'm perfect, or like anybody can predict crisis from happening or something like that. But when you are conscious of, okay, fine, if writing a blog post takes me a couple of hours, I will set these 2 hours right there, and then I'll stop once those 2 hours are up. I'll assign more time later to come back to proofread or something. But just like, be very self-conscious about the time you spend on each task, because if we do not assign specific time, that task will take as much time as there is available.
Absolutely. It's almost like setting boundaries for yourself, almost.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I
Yes.
think we all struggle with that, setting
Yeah.
boundaries for ourselves in our business.
Yeah. And my very last point, there is much more, but I think what's very important for women especially is just making sure that we ask for help. Because sometimes, like, we just take on and on and on responsibilities that are piling up, and we say yes to everything, not wanting to offend someone or wanting to appear that, okay, I can do it all, no problem. But it builds that the fatigue builds inside, and like at some point we can't really take it any
Burn out.
longer.
Yeah. We
So
just completely burn out. I mean, that's when women come to me. When they're like, they've not used you, and now they're in the burnout phase.
yeah,
So
that's
yeah, it
true.
makes sense, right? You're just in that overwhelmed, anxiety-ridden, awful place, and you just don't know what to do, and everything feels kind of hopeless. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And when there is just one business owner, she doesn't delegate much. It's everything stops when she cannot work, cannot perform properly. So it's not a good place to be. So taking care of yourself, like making sure that you establish those boundaries for yourself and for everybody else, for that matter, is a great way to kind of like organize a bit how your day goes.
Okay. So those are three, I think, really amazing points that so many people overlook, or at least so many women in my experience overlook. I did for a really long time, and just paying attention to those three has completely changed how my business looks. And so I'll just go over them again. So the first one you said was using the first hour in your morning, or at least finding the time in your day that you're most productive, and isolating that time, whether that's morning or midnight. I mean, for some people it is,
Yeah.
and then and using that hour as productively as possible. And then the second thing you said was you're talking about like doing what you're doing, tasks and not multitasking,
Yeah.
and using an egg timer. That egg timer thing. That's like,
You have to
it's
love
the
it.
simplest,
I know it's so annoying, but
simplest tool, but it's like so, I mean, it's amazing. It's life changing, literally. I love it. I actually really enjoy using an egg timer because it keeps me on schedule. And whereas before I would just like, just 4 hours would go by, and then I'd be not finished and not knowing what I had accomplished or done. And yeah, I don't like that feeling. So the egg timer is amazing. And just like you said, using your time as effectively as possible and not multitasking. And that's the other thing. I think that we just live in a world where everybody thinks that we should be multitasking, and that is the most effective way to do things. But we're coming back around slowly, it seems, to just doing one thing at a time, and realizing that that's much more effective.
that's true.
I'm sure that's in your experience.
Yeah,
For you.
absolutely. And there have been studies done, and when you do more than one tasks at the same time, it slows you down significantly, and it's actually it lowers your IQ. And for women, for some reason, it's even more than for men. So so it's not a good
Well,
thing.
I'll tell you why that is. It's because we're way more prone to having a stronger stress response than men are. Yeah. So our hormones make things a little different in our
So
bodies. And
see,
so we're more prone to that. And it actually lowers our IQ because it burns out our hippocampus, which is where all our memory is stored. So I know.
you are my
A little
encyclopedia,
sciencey
medical
nerdy thing.
encyclopedia. I love it. You have
So
so much
yeah, isn't that
wealth of
great? It's so
knowledge.
crazy how it's connected.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I know. But and then okay, so then the third thing you said was setting boundaries, which again, women are prone not to do because we're programmed to overgive and overprovide and overpromise. As
Yeah.
I feel like I've done that a million times, and I've written about it, and all my friends laugh at me because they know me. But we do that, and so I think in our personal lives, especially, but in our business, setting up those boundaries, what you're saying is really key to being able to have a sustainable business
Right.
and to continue being successful.
Right, right, absolutely.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of that. Like I said, I've learned so much from you, and I think those 3 points are really, really important for women to remember in business and work and in any kind of environment like that. So, thank you so much for sharing with me today.
My pleasure, and good luck with all your beginnings. I'm just so impressed with the type of work you do and the approach that you have, and like you surround people who work with you with so much care and love, so that it's amazing. I'm your supporter for years and years to come.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You're so sweet. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye bye. Thank you so much.